Nananiha, Mike Mendez, Nanith, Fort Hall, Idaho, Nanith, Shoshone-Bannock Tribe.
Hi everybody, my name is Katie Ashley. I am the membership coordinator at the Elko Area Chamber. Today I am with Mike here at Marvelous Beads. Mike, you are the owner, artist, instructor, kind of all of the above for this?
Yeah, I am.
And so what we're going to be doing today is talking about Marvelous Beads and how you got started and kind of what's going on. And then what we'll do is, if you wait until the end of this video, we're going to show some amazing artwork, some amazing beadwork, and then take a couple of sneak peeks around the store here. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And then I guess we'll just get started.
Yeah, cool, sounds good.
So Mike, if you could, can you please tell us about the history of your business and how it got started?
Yeah, my business started in the summer of 2020 or 2022 after my mom passed away. She passed away in August of 2021, and after that happened, I kind of fell into a depression and I got really sick and wasn't able to kind of work for a while. And my kagu, which means grandma in Shoshone, she encouraged me to pick up a hobby and not let my depression and sickness get the best of me. She always had, growing up, she always bought me beadwork and loved supporting the local indigenous artists back home. And so she's made a big impact on me, not only me, but everyone she's met. And I know in my heart that she was right to not kind of let my depression get the best of me and to just kind of keep fighting forward. So I used her as my inspiration and wanted to get closer with my culture. I used one of my favorite beaded rope necklaces that she had got me, and I kind of studied it and analyzed it pretty closely and was able to find the stitch marks on where it had ended. And I was like, maybe if they ended it that way, I could figure out how to kind of start it the same way. And I eventually figured out how to teach myself how to do the beadwork that I create now. And now that I have started this journey, I've met a lot of wonderful artists who know other beading techniques, so I've kind of learned a little bit from other elders in the community and other people who kind of do beadwork art now.
I love that. I think it's amazing that that you took something, you know, from your culture and turned it into this amazing thing, and you're not only creating it with your beadwork, but you're teaching others how to do it. You're constantly learning on different techniques and everything. That's amazing.
Yeah, thanks. After I started teaching myself how to do beadwork, I fell in love with it and just got really obsessed with it. And I started doing craft shows and powwows around town. Not powwows around town, but powwows in surrounding areas. And I heard a lot of people telling me that there wasn't a wide variety of crafts and beads in Elko, so a lot of the elders kind of wanted to not continue their passion because it was such a hard accessibility for them, and it just made me really sad that people weren't able to get beads. So that kind of also led me to wanting to move my store to not only supporting indigenous artists like myself, but also selling the supplies for arts and crafts and the beadwork and like buckskin and hair pipe bones, just so people have more accessibility to do what they love.
That's amazing. And I think that leads us great into question 2. What inspired you to open your business in Elko?
Yeah, I guess that kind of answers it perfectly. Is I saw the lack of supplies and kind of the lack of proper indigenous recognized culture in a way. Like there's a lot of people who sell native inspired things, but there's not a lot of true authentic indigenous beadwork artists that are showcasing properly around town, you know, like there's tons of different artists in my store, and with that I like to represent what tribe they're from and actually kind of showcase who they are as a person. So I just really wanted to kind of properly showcase our indigenous culture while also letting people have supplies readily available.
Absolutely. So I know that this is one of the first kind of chamber member interviews that we're doing with you.
Yeah.
But how long have you been a member of the chamber, and what has that experience been like for you?
I've been a member of the chamber since August 2024, and it's been a fun and helpful experience. I've been able to participate in some of the local events they put on. I've been to the Business Before Hours event, and that was really nice to kind of communicate and get to know other members of our community. And I just really like seeing how the chamber cares about the local businesses and the community that they're kind of helping out.
I love that.
Yeah.
What ways does your business give back to or engage with the local community? I know with what you do and how it is very much deep embedded into your culture, I'm sure that you have experience with like the local tribe and everything there.
Yeah. So I actually created an annual holiday give back event where I like to give out free Christmas gifts to families in need, which includes my own beadwork that I've created. And beadwork is kind of sometimes higher end, and not a lot of people are able to get what they're wanting to get for their kids for Christmas, or they're just kind of struggling during that holiday season. So I wanted to make sure the last couple of years that people are kind of taken care of, and in doing that, a lot of other people have started donating as well. So we're not only able to give out free Christmas presents, but we're able to give out free scarves and hats for those that are in need of some warmth during the holidays. And then I also like to host free tribal cultural classes up on the colony to help make sure that our youth is getting involved in learning about their culture so it doesn't become a dying aspect of us.
That's amazing. On the holidays, which is...
It's something new. I started it, I think, last year when I started volunteering at the Elko County Art Club. And so I just got a little table together and made some items and gave it back to people who were wanting something or needed something in need. And now that I have my own store, I wanted to keep it going and use my own storefront as a bigger platform to have more accessibility for people to get stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What role do you see your business playing in the growth of the local economy?
I see my business helping the indigenous community grow closer to their culture by, hosting the free cultural classes on the colony. And I want to encourage our future artists to confidently be themselves and make it so art supplies are more readily accessible in the Elko County so more artists can flourish passionately.
Absolutely. I think people who aren't always creative, myself included, don't really understand, being an artist is a full-time gig. It's a job.
Yeah, definitely.
But we need that. We need the creative minds to flourish, or else we rely so heavily on our apps and on movies and on books and television, but that's all created by someone. So I think it's awesome that you're continuing to try to encourage those creative minds and help grow those. Yeah. What challenges have you faced as a business owner, and how did you overcome them?
I face a lot of challenges when standing up for the Indian Arts and Crafts Act of 1990 and voicing my strong opinion on how people need to stop recreating indigenous art for profit. Instead, support inspired, authentic Native American artists, not Native American inspired art. Indigenous art holds a lot of sacred values to our culture, and I encourage other artists to authentically be themselves and not to profit off of the suffrage of our people. Cultural appreciation is much more important than cultural appropriation, and I get a lot of backlash from having that strong statement because a lot of people just they're just saying, well, anyone can do art, why can't I just, copy that art style? It's not about anyone can do art, it's about respecting the significant value that art style holds to us and respecting and knowing the cultural background behind why we're creating that art. Before, like, back in the 1900s, even most recently within the 70s, Native Americans suffered with restricting laws about their culture. Native Americans weren't even allowed to speak their language freely until about, sorry, I get so caught up talking about it. Like, Native Americans weren't allowed to speak their own language. And so it's just hard watching people not understand the importance of the art we create, and then just thinking they can just make profit off of it because, you know, it's because they can. It's just about respecting it and understanding the cultural beliefs behind it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, you know, you may have started your business in kind of a dark place, but you're obviously very passionate about it and obviously want to see it continue to grow and flourish. And I love that you have something that you're so passionate about, which is absolutely awesome.
Yeah. And like, people deserve to learn about the culture and why we do what we do. It's just, it's kind of different when someone who's not Native American makes something that's sacred to our culture and says this is Native made when it's not.
Right.
That's kind of essentially the point I'm making. It's not to restrict people from art, but just to understand the art.
Well, and your classes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your classes are open to everybody, right?
Yeah.
The entire community. I know you do your free classes for, you know, the youth, the Native youth and everything, but your classes that you do host here are open and available to the public if they want to come and learn about the history, if they want to come and learn about the style, the artwork, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. The ones that are on the colony are just more closed practices to help our indigenous culture not get lost. And the classes at my location are open to everyone and anyone who wants to learn about the culture properly and who wants to just create their own jewelry and be with like-minded people. With my beadwork classes I host here at my store, I also like to teach people about the Indian Arts and Crafts Act of 1990, and I'll give them pamphlets of what that means and just kind of help them understand the meaning behind it and let them know that they can create beadwork that is authentically themselves. I taught a class in Spring Creek. It was a youth class in Spring Creek, and I taught them the importance of, you know, kind of colors that are meaningful to themselves and to families. And I was able to have some, you know, youth children who aren't Native American. They created some colors that represent themselves and their own families. So that's a way you can kind of incorporate learning the culture and putting it into something uniquely for yourself.
That's beautiful. And one of my favorite phrases is, you don't know what you don't know. So if there is interest and people want to learn more, you know, you're happy to educate people.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously you have knowledge and passion and a love for what you do. So yeah. Which can you share a proud moment or a major success that your business has experienced?
A proud moment for me in my business was when I won favorite artist and favorite museum/art gallery for the Elko County Reader's Choice. I saw that I had been nominated, and I honestly didn't really take it too seriously because I've been doing vendor events for the last year or two, but my store didn't open until June of 2023, and so I didn't really think, I guess, I made an impact on anyone to want to nominate me or just keep voting. And so once the outcome of the Reader's Choice had been announced and I had won a favorite artist and favorite museum art gallery, I was kind of stunned and blown away that I had even made it to the top 3. So that's probably one of my proudest moments right now.
Awesome. Congratulations. That is amazing. And lastly, what do you love most about being a part of this community and running a business here?
I love being able to help young artists find their own passion for creating art, and I hope to keep my youth classes going and eventually move to a bigger location so we can do bigger and better classes. And I love all the passion the locals have for art, because if you look around town, there's tons of art just on the buildings, just displayed in stores. Elko has a lot of talent in them, and it's just really cool to see how small of a town has such big artists.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mike, thank you for sitting down and talking with me today.
Yeah.
I do appreciate it. For all of our viewers, where can they find information about Marvelous Beads and your classes and everything you do?
You can find more information on my Facebook account or any social media platform. You can type in Marvelous Beads. It should pop up with my logo, and I also have a Google page where it'll have links to all of my sites as well. And my location is 1348 Idaho Street, right across the road, like a block away from the museum.
Awesome.
And the Rancho Plaza. Sorry.
Thank you so much. You are totally fine. Thank you everyone for watching today. We will continue doing chamber member video interviews throughout 2025 to just let people talk about their passions and what they're doing here in the community, and of course to let you all know where you can find them, what's going on in the community, and what our local businesses are doing. Again, my name is Katie Ashley. I'm with the Elko Area Chamber. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, or check out our website, elkonevada.com, for more information on local events. Thank you.